Hello, I'm Amanda Roy, and welcome to Spotlight Makeup. Now I know what you're wondering. You look different, Amanda. You look young, healthy. Thank you. Well, what I'm doing today is youth makeup that's going to end up looking like this. If you want to know how to capture this look, stay tuned. Okay, so first we're going to make sure all our hair is out of our face, which I've done. And the first part of a youth makeup is going to be the wide-eyed look. Now, children and babies generally don't have these dark circles that adults do. So I'm going to take Ben Nye Ultralight Highlight, and I'm going to put it around my eyes, across the bridge of my nose, and it's going to give me a wide-eyed young look. Now you can do this to look younger for any age. You know, you don't have to be doing a costume for a child or a baby, or you don't have to be playing a young person in a play. If you're looking to look a little younger, you know, we'll keep it a secret between us. Just put a little shade lighter around your eyes, and it's gonna take off a couple of years. Now, if you have a different skin tone, obviously you're not gonna use this. I have very pale skin, you know, very light skin. Just use a shade lighter than what your skin is. You don't have to use Ben Nye, you know, you can use beauty makeup, maybe get a concealer or foundation that is lighter than your skin, a shade or two. But I'm using Ultralight Highlight, and what I'm going to do, put it around the face. One moment. Alright, it almost looks like you wore very thick goggles around your face and went tanning. So you got pale goggles on, and it's going to give you the wide-eyed look. Now, make sure that you do all basic corrective before this makeup. I have a little bit of a blemish here. Karma. I talk about not having blemishes, and then I get a blemish. Cover it up beforehand, like I said, red blemishes, put green, put ultralight, and then put on your foundation or cover up or whatever over it, and then continue on. But I don't really want to futz around with that today, so we're just going to do the youth makeup. Anyway, next step, now that we have that wide-eyed look, we're going to put on rouge to give that flushed little child rosy cheek look. Now, you can do one of two things. You can use a cream rouge, or you can use a powder rouge. Now, you could use the rouge you use for your makeup. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm the only person who calls it rouge. You call it blush, probably. You can use blush. I like calling it rouge, so I'm going to call it rouge. And your brush with the makeup. I have Ben Nye Victorian Rose Powder Rouge. Ooh, it sounds fancy. I prefer the powder because it's a lot more forgiving. When I use cream makeup rouge, I feel like I turn into a clown and I get like these huge circle things. But we want to be a little over-exaggerated with this, but we don't want hard lines. So I'm just going to make a little circle. Now, ladies, normally you would extend the rouge past this way, but that actually makes you look older. So we're just going to do a little circle on the apples of our cheeks. Gentlemen, if you're doing this too, you didn't know about that, so just do what I do. Pardon. So how we put on rouge, we smile, dazzling, right? And then you see the apples of your cheeks, and you just put some on like that. And it's okay if it's a little over-exaggerated. It depends on what you're doing. If this is for a show and an audience is looking at you from far away, you're going to want to go bigger, because from far away it's going to read like normal, even if it's really crazy up close. If this is for Halloween and you're going to be talking to people, you know, up close, maybe go a little more subtle. It depends, you know, it's whatever your event is. I'm going to do this like I'm getting ready for a show. So... And once you have the circles, feel free to blend it in a little bit. You know, hard lines aren't very attractive, you know, when doing a natural look. Unless you're trying to make a wrinkle or some kind of a hard line on purpose. But with blush, you're going to want to do a lot of blending so it looks like it's a natural flush in your cheeks. Same thing with the eyes. Blend around so you don't just look like you have solid eye goggles. Next thing, after we have our little rosy cheeks, we're going to do a pug nose. Children don't have the fully developed pointy nose like adults do. Their nose is a little squashed back, still developing. So what we're going to do, I'm taking Ben Nye Cream Shadow, Character Shadow. The name is Character Shadow. And this is the same makeup you will use for old age makeup, which I will be doing a video for later in the week. It's a brown, it's like a darker brown, almost like a maroonish brown. If you want to try and find a beauty makeup, if you don't want to spend the money on this, if you want to try and find a face paint or a beauty makeup that costs less that looks like this color, feel free. But I'm using my Ben Nye, and we're taking a brush. And we're doing a swish, swish, swish as to not ruin the integrity of the brush. And then we're just going to do a little line right here. And what's going to do, it's going to look like our nose is going to be conditioned back. I know up close it might just look like a random line. That's why we're going to blend a bit. This is more for the far away look, but it works up close too sometimes. So, one second. Okay, we have our little pug nose. It's okay to extend past a little bit. Don't go into your nose fold here, all right? Because that's going to give you, that's something you define if you want to look older. So actually extend the line past a little bit, all right? Now we're going to do my favorite part. We're going to powder your makeup. I have Ben Nye Fair Translucent Powder. You can use any kind of powder you want. Maybe even baby powder might work. So we're going to put this on the little powder puff. Woo-hoo-hoo. And I smush it together. Have your brush at the ready so you can sweep off the makeup as soon as it gets on your face, or else you're going to get powder in your eye. It's going to feel like tiny little leprechaun hands smacking you in the face. Leprechaun hands, little leprechaun hands. Oh, I stole its pot of gold. It's angry at me. No, they're after their lucky charms. Oh, where's my brush? Oh, okay, found it. And just sweep off the excess.
That's your lucky charms. They're magically delicious.
Sorry about that. The leprechauns try to sabotage me. I'm kidding. My real good camera actually is out of battery power, and I can't find the charger for it. So I'm using my mother's camera, which is awful. And the batteries just died in the middle of my little powder puff battle. So let's continue where we left off. Sorry about that. After you've powdered yourself and you've splayed off all the extra stuff, we're going to do freckles. Now, depending on your skin tone, you might not want to do freckles. You know, some people don't get freckles. So this is optional if you want. If you want to just keep this, you can just keep this. But the next step would be freckles. And what you're going to do, you're going to take an eyebrow pencil. It's Ben Nye taupe eyebrow pencil. It's brown. Don't use black. It's going to look like you got moles all over your face. So you don't want that. You can substitute this for just a brown eyeliner or maybe just brown paint if you have it. But this is what I use. And we're just going to do little dots. Don't make them too big or else it's going to look crazy. Just a little, like, you know, dot and then twirl motion. And then you got little freckles. Now, try not to make them symmetrical to each other because then it just doesn't look natural. It looks weird. And it's good to have them scattered a little bit. Alright, and now we have freckles. And the last thing, if you want, it's optional, add a little bit of lip color to give your lips a little bit of a cherry look. I'm using Ben Nye Lip Color Natural Lip. I wouldn't recommend using red because then you look like a baby with lipstick on. Kind of a slutty baby. Sorry. So just put some of this on. You can use a brush, use your pinky, whatever. There's no special technique really. And there you go. Your youth makeup is done, although I recommend putting on a finishing touch to bring it on home. Ready? Congratulations! You've recaptured your youth! Do you feel young again? Or do you just feel like a silly old person with a lot of makeup on your face? No matter what you feel, you've accomplished a youth look. Congratulations. Thank you for watching Spotlight Makeup. Makeup that makes you feel like you belong in the spotlight. I'll have more videos up this week. Look for the opposite of this, an old age makeup. I'll be putting it out soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye!